Hey, it's Bree, and we're on episode 2 of the Nails and Bree show. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we at the beautiful Vallejo waterfront? Well, that's because we're all in quarantine and we're so tired of it. So today I wanted to do my nails in a place that brings me peace. So I'm going to do my nails in the elements with the elements. So stay tuned to see what that means, girl. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So, first things first, what we have to do at any time we're doing anyone's nails or our nails is sanitize. Good, sanitize on those nails, of course, because that also helps to dry out our nails. Second, normally I would have a spray with bleach, but we're using sanitizer that has 70% at least alcohol. Let's do one of these and sanitize your table. All right, that's done. So after you sanitize your environment and your hands, next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna roll out your SMA. Now, what is that? That's your buffer, a file, and a couple of bits. Now, I use a medium bit that's going to take care of like bringing the acrylic down a little bit. And I use a cuticle bit, which definitely cleans under my cuticles and gets all that dry stuff out. And then you're going to use also a sanding bin mandrel. This is like the basic thing that you're going to use to take the shine away from your nails. You're going to use nippers, a pusher, and a brush. Okay, let's get started. So, first things first, push back your cuticles. Push back your cuticles. Push, 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 push. But not until it's painful. Just push them back a little bit because that really gets the look. Cuticle work is super, super important. And it also helps your nails to stay on, meaning helps them not to lift when there's no skin on the nail plate. So start the drill. This is way too high. If it's too loud, you can kind of tell that that's too high. So first thing you do is get really close to your cuticles. This shouldn't be painful. This should be very easy. So if you can tell, what's happening is there's a little bit of dry skin just coming right off. Hope you can see that really good, because that is really what you're saving your nail from, is that dry skin on the nail plate. You don't want that. But you also don't want a ring of fire, which is often like the indentation in the nail, and that really, really hurts. It'll hurt you or your client. So next, you want to grab the mandrel or sanding bin, and you're going to take it over your nail. This one you want to be pretty quiet, not too much of a rattle, because again, you don't want to burn yourself. So get really close to your cuticle and just take the shine off of your nail. That's it, only the shine. You don't need to rough your nail up. You don't really have to go over this too many times. Just enough to remove the shine. So as you're doing this, you're gonna notice almost your cuticle is kind of lifted. That's a good thing. You want your cuticle kind of lifted because you can kind of put a little acrylic back there. And once the nail is done, it's gonna give you like that natural look for your nails. Almost looking like it's growing out of the nail bed. This is a little louder than what I wanted, but when you're a working professional, you just have to know what you're doing and use as little pressure as possible. It feels so good out here. I think I'm gonna do this more often. Okay, I'm looking at my nails and I'm checking to see if they're still shiny. Nope, not shiny. I'm done. So what you want to do is give them a good scrub so you can really see if you did everything you needed to do. And mine are scrubbed and they're good. Okay. Next thing is just kind of shape your natural nail a little bit. Kind of helps with the neatness and it gives a little bit of grip, I find. Okay, so right now I'm getting the cuticles. I know I'm going really fast, but if you're a beginning nail tech and you're watching this, just go slow. You don't have to go fast. This is a part you gotta be pretty careful on, but if you've done your prepping the correct way, then there should be a lot of exposed cuticle and it won't be hard to locate it. Okay, that's enough for me. Okay, next thing is we're gonna put on the forms actually. Okay. All right, so now that we're all set up, let's go ahead and get the forms on. I am a sculpture nail girl. I don't really wear tips unless I absolutely have to. And I only ever have to if I lost a nail. So right now I'm going to prime my nails. And what this does is it really helps the nails to adhere to your natural nail plate. So what you want to do is cover your nail plate with it. And what I do is I take another one. I don't like re-dip it a whole bunch of times, but I'll press it into my nail. I don't know if I made this up in my head, but it just kind of feels like it helps my nails stay on a little better. And I treat my nails like jewels and not tools. And I don't really have too many problems unless I mess up my nails. And this is No Lift Nails Primer. It's really good. Okay, so next thing you're gonna do is put on the forms. Now, here's how you put on the form. There's a little sticker that comes in the middle. This is my way of doing this. You put that back here. Actually, I learned this at a convention. I don't know exactly who said to do this, but yeah, I've been using that way and it works. Then you want to kind of bend this a little bit so that it's prepped for when you just put your nail in. Just like that. Easy. Okay. Look at it from the side. Make sure everything's aligned. If it's not perfectly aligned, it's not going to kill you. But it really helps with like your shaping. Once that's like that, squeeze it so that it fits your nail. And boom. That's perfect. And repeat. Now, people ask me, what is the difference between a sculpture nail and just a regular full set with the nail tips? So I'll answer that now. For me, The sculpture nail set is a lot more healthier for my nails. And what I mean by that is there's no plastic tip that has to be glued onto my nail. It's literally just my nail and the product. So if I do have a break, I don't have a tip here that will come off and take my nail with it. Most of the time, if you do have a break with sculpture nails, your nail's gonna break literally right here, like where your nail stops, and that's most of the time. Also, I just don't have a lot of problems with them. The way that I build them and um, how I build the apex, which we'll get into that in a second, I just don't have a lot of lifts. I don't have a lot of breaks. Nothing like in the past with when I did have tips. So the difference primarily is going to be that you are not going to have a plastic tip. It's going to be product and just your nail. So, I mentioned doing my nails in a peaceful environment and um, really needing that in my life right now. Just peace and feeling good, especially as it pertains to my craft and what I do. And with that being said, I picked some colors that really make me just think of peace and make me feel good. And right now, for some reason, that's nudes. I don't know what it is, but nudes and a little sparkly. And like I said, nails from the elements. That means we're going to do some flower encapsulation, dry flower encapsulation. So, first things first, I like to do is build out the clear base. I call it kind of like the floor of the nail, especially depending on what you're going to do. So, grab your first ball or pearl, whatever you call it, and put it right there at the tip of the nail. Okay, and just pull it down. So, what you're literally doing is encapsulating your natural nail. I hope you can see that. So, think about it like that. When you're doing that first ball, encapsulate your nail. Now that you've done that, go a little bit higher and go to your natural nail or to the actual plate, not just the free edge. Okay, now that you've done that and you see how to do that, next thing, just do that to all your nails. That's how I like to start it, to let that dry real quick before I start anything else. Now, why do I start with a clear base? I start with a clear base because to me, that really helps the nail adhere to the nail plate. Because I love using colored acrylics and sometimes they just don't stick that well to the nail plate. But clear, young nails clear, speed acrylic always like really helps. Just repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, now that that part is done, here comes the fun part. I'm gonna make these nails long, like long, long. Okay. I usually make my pinkies longer. I'm gonna tell you my secret. I make them a little bit longer so that they can match the other nails. It's not really a secret, but it's like, yeah, a lot of people kind of forget that part. So remember that. You want all your nails to match, especially the pinky. Make it just a little bit longer than the rest. So I'm gonna do like skinny coffin nails. And I'm gonna go past the 3 on this. And that is pretty long. Okay. So my pinky is kind of at an awkward position. So I'm gonna show you how I did that on another nail. But we're almost at a 4 with the pinky. Okay, let's move on to this one. This will be a little bit easier to see. I like to take a pretty wet ball, let it go all the way, and plant it. And just push. Push, 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 push. So I'm gonna slice it before it gets to the 4 because my pinky kind of made it to that. So that's my guideline for how long I make them. Just a tiny bit shorter than the pinky. I want that a little bit sturdier. So I'm gonna do that. While also remembering I need an apex. And the apex is just that heel that you see here on nails. And that's just something you have to build gradually as you go. Yeah, I know some people go, oh, well, how many balls do you have to use? There's as many as you need to use. As many as gets the job done. Especially with sculpting nails. Go down, push, push, push. But also remember to keep your shape because the less filing you have to do, the better. Okay, I need to go back and build a little bit more up there for my apex, but not too much because I'm going to do some encapsulating and we don't want fat nails. Same thing, big ball, big wet ball, and hurry implant it if you're being like me and you wanted to do your nails in a peaceful environment outside. You have to be fast. All right, now that that part is done, so I said that we were going to be doing nails with the elements. So that means now we're going to add that one factor of the elements, which is the dried flowers. So I am a pink person. I love, love, love pink. So I'm going to just go ahead and go with the I'm going to go ahead and go with the cliche option of the pink flower. I'm going to do it on this one. And like I said, I got to be fast because we are in the elements. So get yourself some wet acrylic down. This flower is already facing downward. Thank God. So, oh, okay. I kind of broke it up a little bit, but you don't have to be dramatic like me. Just use what you have. Force it down. Keep the petals. So as I mentioned in episode 1, I'm not too crazy about perfected looking stuff. I kind of prefer my art to be more natural looking. Okay, we'll throw some green in there. And maybe one more burst of color. Maybe some green. I've been feeling pretty green lately. And this is really not like, I don't know, it's not even really my color, but I don't know. Okay. Be fast, fast, fast. Grab your flowers and plant. Get it? Plant the flower. Now let's move on to the nudes, what we came here for. So with these ones, I don't have to move too fast. I can kind of dance around with this because I'm going to create, it's kind of like a marble effect, but, well, yeah, we'll just call it a marble effect. So when you're doing a marble effect with acrylic, make it really wet, like wet, wet. And along my journey of doing nails, I learned that it's really not necessarily the design that you're doing. Like, yes, of course, have a perfect design, but learn also how to style the nails. That was like a huge eye opener when I learned how to do that. When you learn how to style, you can actually learn how to style based on that person's skin tone, their nail shape, as well as maybe what they're wearing or something like that. You can style it off of their personality, you know, kind of try to talk to your clients and get to know them a little bit more. Okay, so I'm getting to this part, which is the encapsulating part. And again, I'm placing acrylic where I want it, but it just doesn't have to be perfect. So I want to protect my flower a little bit. So I threw in some clear with my colored acrylic. I know you can't feel it through your phone or whatever you're watching this on, but this breeze is amazing. Especially while filming. It's really nice to have like that breeze. So I'm gonna encapsulate my flower since I'm already over here. So I'm gonna take a big ball. I need it even bigger than that. That big. And just go right over it and house it basically. Put it in a house. Fully cover it. And don't worry about it looking thick. That's what your e-file is for. Okay, it's fully housed. I like to look from the side. That's how I really know if it's fully housed. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my sparklies from, these are actually flakies from Born Pretty. And these I have to be very careful with because it is a breeze. It's not a windy day, but it's a breeze. And if you've ever worked with these, you know they go any and everywhere you don't want them to. So just go in, put a little bit, and dab. I only want these in just like really random spots of the nails. You know when you kind of look at the water and it almost looks like there's glitter on it? That's kind of what the flakies give me. Okay, so now that I'm down here, I'm gonna go ahead and house this. House my green. I just kind of put the ball right above it and just pull it down. Pull it down. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm not gonna do too much more. Just gonna go in Okay. All right, now they're sparkly. They're really ugly right now. So let's encapsulate them all the way so shaping can begin. All right, to close it. All right, I close my nails, finish the acrylic part with building my apex. I just want to make sure that's intact. And it is. You gotta kind of look at it from like always. Make sure you look at it from the side. If you don't look at it from any other way, that is a must. You see that? Like right about there, a hill has now formed. And that means your nails are gonna be what you want them to be. So then you just finish out the edge or the tip. Make sure it's going with the shape that you want and just pull it up. All right, so what I was just doing was just building and building and building until it was like really satisfying to my eye. So what makes it satisfying to my eye? It's just a even hill, even, like starts here, goes up and comes down. That's all I want. And I will use my file to perfect it, right? Okay, so just repeat for the rest of them. If you are a beginning nail tech and you are doing some sculpture nails, this is the part you cannot play around with. This is the part where you need to listen carefully. If you don't hear that, this is not done. So once you hear that, you can go ahead and remove your form. So just file the excess away until you get to your desired shape, which for me is coffin today.
Good job, Rayshon.
Grab your medium bit. I don't use one that protects my cuticles because I'm a real G. And I like to file downward. File down. You go over the top and make sure you get your apex really good. You just smooth it out. Now is when you can go underneath your nail and make that pretty straight, which it kind of already is. You should have a nail that has an apex, has a good shape and whatnot, and just keep going, repeat. Now without getting down to my flower, I'm just gonna go on the side. Now I'm going underneath and on the side to bring down that bulk. Alright, so now this file, since everything is kind of filed down so it's not too bulky, this kind of goes in and gets my areas that aren't so perfect. And the way I do that is by adding pressure just to certain parts of the nail. And then if it's not too sharp, I just go around those cuticles and get an even finer, I should say that, a finer file. I don't know if you guys can see that close or clearly, but there's almost like this little shadow here from the cuticle to the acrylic. Now that means that basically you've done your cuticle area right, and that's gonna be bomb when you're done. It's like a little bit of a pocket, I guess you would say. All right, now we can get real close on these. Okay, so this is pretty much the shape and the look that we're going for. And what a lot of people look for also with sculptured nails is that C curve. So right underneath here, you'll see like a little C. They probably aren't perfect right now, but I'm in the elements, and yeah, you gotta do it how you gotta do it. So anyway, so I'm just going to take this, and any areas, especially at the tip, that I just don't find to be appeasing to my eye, I'm just gonna do one of these and smooth it out at the tip. I can't believe that thumb came through like that. Wow. Anywho, let's finish this up. Smooth. Okay, these nails are smooth and ready. OMG. These are ready to be shiny. At first I was thinking matte, but no. These are shiny nails. Okay, so now that you're all done, normally I would use alcohol. Today we are using our disinfectant. Okay, so what I did was I just put it all in the brush. This kind of helps to sanitize your hands again after all of that filing, because you may have gotten little nicks up here with your e-file, maybe not, but you could have. And just to prevent infection, you want to just go ahead and brush that all in there. Get under there. Brush. Be roughly. Okay, get it in the skin. So look at that. Look at these nails. Oh my God. Okay. So now they're free of dust, free of infection. Time to make them shiny. All right, guys, let's wrap it on up. We're gonna use my favorite big salon top coat. Let's turn on our power. Okay. Real quick. Uh-oh, just don't get me. Ooh, the big reveal. Uh-oh. Okay. I got a little bit of dust still on my nails, so we're gonna have to, right? Oh no! This is actually curing. So, okay. What just happened was is I tried to put this on my nails here in the elements, but the sun is just a little bit too hot. So it cured before I even put it into my light. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this to the suite. I'm gonna get these shiny, and you're gonna see that at the very end of this video, or actually very beginning of this video. So thank you for watching me here at the Vallejo Waterfront. Go ahead and click subscribe, turn on your alerts so you can see us at this table once again, wherever we are. Thank you so much for watching. As promised, I took them back to the suite And I made that shape a little bit stronger and that pinky nail just a little bit longer, just so she could match her sisters. And a little top coat. Voila! The final look. So I took them outside for a little photo shoot with the bees and the trees and the flowers. Hey, little bee. And there you have it, some peaceful nails, honey. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time, beauties.